Hello, hello, visionary entrepreneurs, life changers. Welcome back to our abundance reading. Today is our day 163. One moment. Let me get back to, let's see. Gosh, I just felt like short hair is not very easy. Oh, okay. This is our YouTube. Okay. We are live streaming to our YouTube channel. So let me put it on our YouTube channel playlist, so then we can start our reading. Yeah, okay. So we normally do this live streaming both on Zoom and then from Zoom. Zoom is so friendly, right? I could do this anytime on Zoom, but now we want to go live to YouTube so that members or whoever is there, we could give them a live experience. And today we are coming back to our great book, Traffic Secrets by Russell Brunson. This is an underground playbook for filling your websites and funnels with your dream customers. And yesterday we are on page 60, actually. This secret is actually, I think this secret is secret 4 already. Work your way in, buy your way in. Okay, either work your way in or buy your way in. So first part is about work your way in. It's how to develop your dream 100. And Russell mentioned about the step 1 is to dig your well before you are thirsty. It's just like really get prepared to build up the relationships with your dream 100. So here he introduces 3 phases. Phase 1, day 1 to 14. So how many? Totally 3 phases. That's 60 days. That means in 2 months. Where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? Seriously, yeah. I remember I brought my pencil down. Oh, here. It's hiding behind my laptop. Okay, just to sharpen my pencil. like a student. Okay, phase number 1, day 1 to 14. I started the process of following my Dream 100 by subscribing, listening to the content they were pushing out during my twice a day, 15 minutes social media binges. I would watch what each of my Dream 100 were doing. And then I would look for things that resonated with me. I would quickly comment, here's comment, okay, subscribing, listening, and comment on what they were publishing, sharing what I thought was special and looking for ways I could serve them. Okay, looking for ways to serve them. So that's a phase 1. It's really get familiar with them, get familiar with their world. And phase number 2, day 15 to 30, I would then contact my Dream 100 via email, direct messages, etc. Okay, contact. This now it's contact. And by the way, it's very like a very fundamental logics, right? It's very makes sense. You need to first know those people, understand them, what they're doing, and get familiar with it, comment your insights, and also look for ways to serve them. And then you contact them. Okay, do your homework first. Well, email, direct messages, etc., and open up a dialogue. My goal was never to pitch them anything during this time. Smart, right? Do not do the pitch. And normally, so many of us, we could not, including me sometimes, we just want to directly get into the business and the pitch side, right? So it's not good. Let me cross the pitch. Currently, I conservatively get 1,000 messages a day. Conservatively get over 1,000 messages a day on social platforms. And there are some huge red flags that keep me from responding to people, as well as a few green lights that gave me an open door where I actually found. So that's true. So from your own experience, if you see people are just pitching, right, you will not respond. I now try to, now I know how to better use my time. Initially, I always reply. And now some of those like sales pitches, I do not reply anymore. So like Russell said, huge red flags, okay? But a few green lights. So you need to filter. So he said the red flag number 1, don't send a templated message. So many times I see the copy paste emails that have been sent to 500 other influencers that day. And these messages don't get a response. Write each person a personal message or don't send anything at all. Yeah, this is a great lesson. And sometimes I also like a copy paste and definitely not good, no good. That's why we are not getting good enough response. That's why also the phase one, you need to understand them for you to really write anything resonates with them, okay? Otherwise they will not respond. Now I'm not responding. Those people who don't know my word and they just want to pitch me, or sometimes director ask me, oh, this kind of thing, that kind of thing, just related to, they want to get the next step to sales, so I will not respond. So this is don't send a templated message. So write each person a personal message or don't send anything at all. That's a great suggestion. Then red flag number 2, don't tell me your story yet. There will be a day and time that your Dream 100 will care about your story. It's not with the first message. That's true. You telling them your story is them serving you, and you have not the reciprocity yet. So serve first, or they will have a chance to serve you later. So let them to hear your story serve you. Remember, it's just like, yeah, this is a great perspective, right? So serve first. Serve, personal message, and circle those things, and serve first, or they will never have a chance to serve you later. Okay, pretend like you're trying to date your, that's what I said, date your Dream 100, because you kind of are. Treat them right, and one good relationship can be worth millions of dollars to you. Okay, but now that you've seen the red flags, let's talk about some of the green lights that make me want to respond. It's great suggestion, right? All this great best practice. Green light number 1. This isn't the first time I've ever seen your face. Most of you Dream 100 spend time publishing things they believe in, and if you don't think they read the comments on the things they publish, you're wrong. Make sure that they've seen your face actively participating in meaningful ways in the discussions they create. So when they say you pop in their inbox or as a direct message, they recognize you. See, that's a genius way, okay? That's why in the phase 1, you need to do the commenting, and commenting with your best knowledge, with your best insights, and with your best endorsement to support the positivity, okay, to support them. And even though Russell did not say that, but here it's just really like, you can figure out, right? So, what I thought was special for is actually serve them. As Russell mentioned, it's just like a positive, let me put there, positive in those way. Okay. All right. So green light 1 is you need let them get familiar with you first by the comments. Okay. Let's see. During this phase, you are sending you to the Dream 100, not your products. Okay. During this phase, you're sending you to the Dream 100. They need to first recognize you. Okay, sending you. If they don't like you, they'll never want to know more about your products. That's true. So anything we want to sell yourself first, okay? Green light number 2, they tell me how great I am. I know that sounds shallow, but come on, there is a reason we're doing this. I personally feel very uncomfortable when people give me direct praise, especially in front of people, and I love reading it in comments or messages. Okay. Okay, so love reading it in comments or messages. And I remember the people who tell me how what I'm doing has impacted them. So the direct message or comments, that's really like genuine. Okay. Okay, they tell me how great I am. All right. I believe Russell has already made some this kind of impact, right? So oh no, actually. So when that time, nowadays he is, but during the first time, before his ClickFunnels launching, before his big success, he's nobody yet. He was nobody, right? So I was wondering how people was tell him how great what he's doing has impacted them. I guess it's later stage. Okay. Green light number 3, they've done their homework. They know who I am and what I care about. So when we do talk, they ask me about stuff that's important to me. When people ask me about my wife or kids or resume or things that I'm really passionate about, I relate to them differently and remember who they are. And so actually the green light 2 and 3 both are actually so when Russell has already been successful. So I think the first one makes sense at the beginning stage, like before you're super successful, before you are well known, and you can contribute to like read their stuff and give them comments, give their support, and that's how you serve them and how they may remember you. Okay. So when people in this later stage, when you become successful, and people will praise you as well, and they will talk about your private life and inquire you. Okay, so that's personal side. Okay, rule number 4: don't ask for anything now. Just don't do it. Trust me. If you ask too early, the answer will always be no. Okay, if you ask too early, answer will always be no. There will be time, but that time is not now. Okay, so phase 3, days 31 to 60. That's next month. Make your dream 100 your fan. Make your dream 100 your fan. I never ask someone to promote something for me if they haven't experienced it. That's true. When we were launching ClickFunnels, I gave my Dream 100 free accounts. No strings attached, so they could use the product. When I was launching my books, I sent free copies. So what can we get? If we do not have software, right, you can give your free copies of book. And with your courses, I provide free access to courses. And for example, I'm doing the videos, you can have a free access. For example, YouTube channels, I share some YouTube channels, videos with them, and some free courses or free lead magnets to them. I provided free access. Your best promotions will always be your biggest fans. Okay, your best promoters will always be your biggest fans. So stage 3 is get your fan. So stage 2 is about contact, have a dialogue. Okay, I just have dialogue. Phase 1 is just like connect. Okay, get into the world, and then stage 2 is the connect. Is like dialogue. Have a dialogue. Okay, and phase 3 is let them become your fan. That means you provide something to let them experience you and get familiar with you. Okay, so after, let's say, after I have plugged into each person in my Dream 100 and started plug into each person in my Dream 100 and started the process of digging my well before I'm thirsty, there are now 2 ways that I can get my message in front of my Dream 100 audiences. First, I can work my way in by getting traffic that I earn. Work my way in by getting traffic that I earn. Second, I can buy my way in by getting traffic that I control. Let me show you how each of these. Okay, so the first step 2 is like work your way in traffic that you earn. Traffic you earn, traffic you control. Let me see. Here is like a little bit small maze. Here, like from your Dream 100, and you go 2 ways, right? Either like the way you work, you work in, and the way you earn. So let's see. What's this traffic that you earn? You earn, like work your way in. Let's say Facebook, it's a way for a way in, and one of those tokens. What is that? This one is for Pinterest, Facebook. What else? Instagram or Google. Traffic you control. You use Facebook, for example, Facebook advertisement. I think YouTube, Google, and podcast. Okay, YouTube, Google, podcast. You can have a traffic that you control, earn your buy your way in, and you can do advertisement. Okay, so I want you to think about the last big blockbuster movie that you were excited to see. Usually it starts with a movie trailer getting leaked online. From there, they start showing that trailer before all the other movies leading up to the premiere. With all that marketing, I think that most of us consumers are aware it's happening. I think Russell is a movie fan, me too. But then, usually about a week out from the big day, the covert marketing strategy that pushes everyone to watch the new movie on opening night begins. Hollywood knows that if they don't fill the theaters on launch day, then the sales for the life of the movie will suffer. So they pour out the big guns. Okay, so fill the theater on launch day. So launch day is a big game. What is Hollywood covered strategy? Hollywood covered strategy. Oh, this is my first time to hear about this term. Well, it's simply working their way into the Dream 100 just like you do. Their strategy looks a little like this. Dream 100 and then say morning shows, talk shows, late night talk shows. It's just like you have this kind of let's say, pre-announcement, right? And all this kind of a warm-up game to prepare people for the launch day. To launch a movie in Hollywood, the actors and actresses show up on various TV shows to promote their movie. That's true. Like recently, I watched like for the, what's that? A book club, even though I have not watched the movie yet, but those actress, right, and like Jane Fonda and all this kind of a few of them are getting interviews and showing up on some talk shows. So it's just like to promote their movies before the launch day. Okay. Do you notice what usually happens 1 week before a new movie or TV series premiere, music album, or book launch? Where do the lead actors, singers, or authors show up? They show up on TV. They put on a hook to grab curiosity. Okay, hook. Tell a story to create desire and make an offer to get people out on opening night. That's it. They have their Dream 100. Say their Dream 100, for example, there's like TVs, talk shows, and like morning shows, late night talk shows, or there's like different TV shows. Okay, various TV shows. And some of them now also, because of the social media, right? They're also on different kind of a social media by their influencers to interview them. That's it. They have their Dream 100 and they are working their way in. I was talking to Tony Robbins after his last book launch, and he said that between TV, radio, and the internet, he did over 260 interviews during the week he launched his book. I'm curious which book. Okay, so TV, radio, and internet, over 260 interviews. Wow, Tony is one of my favorite mentors. He did over 260 interviews during the week he launched his book. Well, I'm sure that week was intense for him. Oh my goodness. During 1 week, 260, by 7 days. Almost like 30, how much? 30, say 37, around 37, 38, around that each day. Is that possible? Is that possible? I'm just wondering, is that possible? Like you will jump to like 30 something, right? We need to jump to different places. Every place maybe talk about 10 minutes. How many minutes we have? 24 hours times 60. And okay, 24 hours, let's say work hours, 10 hours. He's in his Tony Robbins standard, okay, 10 hours, that's 600 minutes. Okay, 600 minutes divided, let's say 30 something, okay? 30, that's, is that possible? Every day 20? Every day over 20 interviews? I will get offended, okay. But that's a good reference to know. If you're like, how to say, you are so passionate about your business, but you think you're crazy, but you think about how crazy Tony Robbins is. Every day, 220 interviews. While I'm sure that week was intense for him, it helped him sell millions of copies of his books for free by allowing him to work his way into the shows that had already congregated his dream customers. Okay, so sell millions of his books for free by allowing him to work his way into those shows. Okay, so it's like free marketing. Now, while it's easy for Hollywood to get booked on the daily talk shows, oftentimes it's harder for smaller entrepreneurs like us. It's true. The good news is that you can utilize your Dream 100 in a way that is as powerful as, and sometimes even more powerful than, being on a big nationally syndicated shows. That's true, right? Now social media can really compete, maybe even better than TVs. By the way, I canceled my TV. Let's say from Horizon. It's from, yeah, it's like from Horizon. BIOS. I think that's a BIOS. I forgot the name. But I totally canceled it. So I had it for years, and then for 2 years almost, I never needed to use TV. And very occasionally, if my kids need to watch something, we watch like Disney Plus. Now you can see who's the real players, right? Like we also have like, for example, Amazon Premier, I forgot the Prime membership, but I almost never to watch those available things as well. So no time for TV, or no time for, like we do watch some like great movies every year, quite a few times, quite sometimes, yeah, but not TV anymore. Okay, let's see. These shows have a ton of people, but there is no targeting at all. That's true. It's not controlled by you, okay? By using your Dream 100, you are able to have your interviews shown to the exact target market, which is likely to buy your product or service. That's true, see? By using your Dream 100, you are to the exact target market. But TV has no target market, okay? All right, so let's get to Dream 100. This cute picture. Here you have a Dream 100, each one just go to their platform to do the interview, all this kind of like a YouTube, podcasts, interviews. When work your way into your Dream 100 by appearing on their own shoe. Okay, all those Dream 100 should have their own platforms and shoes. When I launched .com Secrets, I knew that I was going to spend a lot of money on paid ads, etc. I.e. buy my way into the Dream 100. But I also wanted to get as much free initial traffic as possible. I started by sending a pre-release copy of my book. Okay, send a pre-release copy of my book to everyone on my Dream 100. So that means like an ebook, including dozens of podcasters, bloggers, email list owners, and influencers. So initially it's like dozens of them. Remember, he had hundreds of them on his list, but eventually he got dozens of them to really become his partners. Podcasters, bloggers, email list owners, and influencers. I wanted them to read the book. And if they liked it, I hope they would promote it to their followings. A few days later, I sent them a certified letter in the mail. I could have sent an email, but I wanted to make sure I got their attention. That's a good way. A certified letter in the mail, telling them that if they like the book, I would love to have them help promote the book on the launch date. Certified letter. Okay, we need the copy of the book. All right. I'd even be willing to pay them $20 for every book they sold. So for every book they sold. Okay. So actually, Ray Russell this is some secrets here, why he can pay $20 for each book those 100 people are selling. It's like, oh, he's losing money, right? But actually, because his funnel, remember, his funnel from that free book selling, and people get into his further funnel to be like upselling on other programs, and eventually he can make more than those $20 that he could like promote it. Almost instantly, I started getting responses from people on my Dream 100 list who had now read my book and wanted to help me promote it on launch day. See, you need to give them like a commission. That's a greater, otherwise, why people would like, if they do not have benefits, why do they would promote you, right? Not just because they like your book. So here is like he introduced that kind of affiliate concept, right? It's really like pay them $20 for every book they sold. Okay, so that means like a funnel thing, okay? That's a commission. That's a affiliate. Okay, so as I mentioned previously, one of the first to respond was John Lee Dumas, from the Entrepreneur on Fire podcast. He said he loved the book and would love to do an interview with me about the book and have it go live on my launch day. Wow, that's great, right? The launch day and have the interview. We recorded an interview in the weeks leading up to our launch. And on our book launch date, his podcast also went live. From not one interview alone, we sold more than 500 copies of my new book. So that means like John Lee Dumas, he is like an influencer already. He has the market, right? And that result was from just one of my Dream 100. It ended up getting dozens more people to help promote the book on the various platforms. On opening week, we sold tens of thousands of copies, and that book continues to be a bestseller to this day. Wow, gosh, it's just like dozens more people. Okay, on opening week, sold tens of thousands of copies. That's amazing, right? When we launched, but you can see that previously, before his launch, now he's getting to the step 2, right? But in the step 1 is really like dig your well, prepare your Dream 100. That's 3 phases, remember? Okay, when we launched Expert Secrets, his second book, I want to take that same strategy to the next level. We took our Dream 100, and as soon as I had a cover designed for the book, I sent them a copy of the book within 300 blank pages inside. Oh, that's a genius, let's say. Okay, this is .com. And now it's Expert Secrets. Let's say he's came to the next level. It's very interesting to read his story, right? So he's send a copy, send them a copy of the book with 300 blank pages inside. I hadn't started writing it yet. Oh, just like a cover design for the book. But I wanted them to be aware that I was writing another book. So with a physical one, right, the feeling is different. As I got closer to my launch date, so first it said, this is like much, much earlier awareness announcement, right? And then people know that even before he write it, okay? So now as I got closer to my launch date, I sent them a copy of the book with the first 4 chapters in it to help get them excited. Wow, with the first 4 chapters inside of it. Send a copy of the book with the first 4 chapters in. Okay, this I remember is a ebook. Let me see. So first a copy of the book with 300. Oh, okay. Did he send a mail? Let me see. Oh, okay. I think it's all ebooks first. And okay, here is also ebook. That's the beginning. Okay, ebook. All right. So, and as soon as I have the first unedited draft, I send them another copy. Wow, so he keeps the first unedited draft. It's another book. It's 1, 2, 3. So he's warming up the market. You can see that already 3 steps. They had a chance to see me create this book with them. That journey, you invite them to share a journey. And because of that, many of them had a vested interest in its success. They were already into it, right? They are saying that, oh, Russell is creating it, and they are involved into this process. They're witnessing its progress. So they vested interest in its success. We decided about a month before launch to coordinate a virtual book tour, just like the big wigs in Hollywood would do if they were about to launch a new movie. Virtual book tour. I asked each of the Dream 100 if they would interview me on their platform. But we added a twist. I asked if they would add the person who runs my Facebook ads as a temporary user to their account so that I could put in my credit card and spend my money to buy ads through their ads account. That pointed to the interview on their platform. Here is an example of how this worked. It's just like, okay, they invest in advertisements for them, for their Dream 100. This is a very interesting step. Okay, so let me see. Let me put some marks there. That's 1, that's 2. Gosh, Dream book tour. As if you have another book or like a next book to launch, this is perfect strategies to learn. Okay, so let's say interview. Okay, ask each Dream 100 if they would interview me on their platform. See, everything's built up on you dig your well first. Okay, build up that relationship before you ask them for anything. We added twist and add the person. Okay, let's do the, it's just like a, basically just buy ads for them. Buy ads for, point to the interview on their platform. Ads for interviews. Okay. About a decade ago, one of the first people on my Dream 100 list was Tony Robbins. One of the first people on my Dream 100 list was Tony Robbins. To make a really long story short, I had a chance to meet him in person during one of his Unleash the Power Within events, and then went on to speak at his business mastery event in Fiji, and was interviewed for his new Money Mastery DVD program. Yes, I had been digging my well for over a decade. I had tried to serve, however, and whenever he asked. And when Expert Secrets was done, I decided that I was finally going to ask Tony for something. I asked if he'd be willing to interview me about my new book on his Facebook page. Wow. Okay, so now he's finally getting to the big game. Now you can see that. So for the decades, you need to have this kind of preparation. For those really big ones, for decades, you need to serve them first. And let's see. Over a decade, try to serve however and whenever he asked. Okay, so ask Tony. So now this step is very important. I didn't want to interview him on my page because then only my people would see it. That's true. You want to reach the Dream 100 people you want to get on their platform, okay? Ask if he'd be willing to interview me about my new book on his Facebook page, okay? If he interviewed me on his page, all of his then 3.2 million followers would see it. He agreed. And the second that we started the interview, over 1,500 people watched live. Whoa. When the interview was over, I asked Tony if I could spend my money to buy ads to that videos through his profile, and that I did still pay him a $20 commission on every book he sold, in addition to me covering the cost of the ads. I tried to make this a huge win for him, and he said yes. See, oh my God, this is genius, right? Also so genius. Always think about what you can do for your partner, for your Dream 100, okay? So he's paying both the commissions and also the cost of the ads. We don't want to, right? Of course, it should do that, by the way, because this is you, as highlighting you. Of course, you should invest in that ads, right? Okay, I tried to make this a huge win. And okay, that interview was seen by Tony's fans over 2.8 million times. That means Tony is really like a big Dream 100, okay? Wow, since then, during launch week, okay, just launch week is 2.8 million times. Since then, it's had a total of 3.1 million views, and that result was from just one of my Dream 100. And he did the ads as well. I hope, so by the way, it's a huge win. You know what? Because the ads highlighted both you and also the Dream 100, so they get the benefits as well. So you are investing in the ads to highlight both of you, and they get a free ads, and also at the same time they get a commission. So that's a huge win for them as well. So who wouldn't say yes? And especially because they've already built up that relationship, and Russell has already been supporting. That's very important. By getting interviewed on Tony's Facebook page, I was able to get in front of, okay. I ended up, oh, there's a picture I want to show you. Yeah, it's real. Okay, so he's got interviewed by Tony, and there's a magnifier here. 3.1 million views. Wow. I ended up doing the countless number of interviews on every platform possible, and during launch week, we sold over 71,248 copies of Expert Secrets. The average New York Times bestsellers only sell about 10,000 copies during opening week. That's a huge success. Let me see. So what Russell did for Tony. So he spoke to Tony's live events and got interviewed for his and was interviewed for his new Money Master DVD program. So he contributed his event and also program. Okay, and I also remember he did some like funnel thing. Okay, whatever. So you can say just in your own expertise and own capabilities, serve those 100. Okay. So Russell did almost like over 10 times more copies than other New York Times bestsellers did. Okay. Not all promotions are an interview, although I think that is the easiest way to illustrate the concept. Many of my Dream 100 had an email list. That's true. If they do not have their mature like platform, they can do the email list. Okay, interviews, emails, and they promoted my books to those listed by sending out an email recommending purchase of the book. Remember, he's giving them like a commission. That's also like great promotion. Some wrote reviews. Oh wow, that's great. Wrote reviews and posted on their blogs. And by the way, if you're selling on Amazon, they can also write reviews on Amazon. That's a great, huge help. Posted on their blogs. And by the way, I published my first book. Did not learn all this kind of concepts. So I did almost, I did find some like how to say, some like a network of friends, people. I just did the speaking events, I collected with them and shared with them. But I did not really develop some like Dream 100 partners to help me promote. So that's why I did not make that big impact. But I did make it to like the #1 Amazon first, like a new release. That's a small milestone. But this is a huge, right? This is a huge game. While others, so this is definitely will be for my next book. So I need to sense now, build my Dream 100. You should do this as well, okay? For your future, either book launch or your program, any kind of thing you want to make it a bigger impact, you need to develop your Dream 100 first. Okay. But others talk about it inside their Instagram stories. Okay, so people use all their different ways, right? Emails, like interviews, like emails, write reviews, post it on the blogs and Instagram stories everywhere. Okay, everyone published to their own platforms in different ways. So I let them do what was most comfortable to them. That's cool. I will always be grateful to them for putting me in front of their audiences, my dream customers. Now, this concept. So, okay. So everyone published to their own platform different ways, and you respect their ways. Okay, now this concept isn't just a launch strategy. It can and should be a consistent part of your business. That's true. Because by the way, our business should be launched every week. Like I mentioned, we should be launching every week. And I remember another mentor, Myron Golden, he's been teaching us to do like make more offers. Every time we make an offer is like a launch. To this day, I still do multiple interviews each month for people who have a platform that want to have me on as a guest. I would recommend trying to do at least 2 per week as the starting goal. Okay. Do at least 2 per week as a starting goal. Okay. Wow. That's actually a big goal. Okay. It's a big goal. 2 per week. I'm now doing like 2 live events by myself on my own platforms, but 2 interviews by others. I'm like once, not even once a month. So I need definitely to develop more partners to have this. I do have some partners, but they do not have a very mature platforms. So I need to connect more with those influencers. Okay, this may seem like a lot, but it's how you fill your funnels with consistent needs. Usually at the end of the interview, the host will ask me what I'm working on or where I would like people to go for more information, and I direct them toward whatever funnel we are focusing on at the time. Sometimes I will tell them to get a free copy of one of my books, while other times it's to get a free trial of ClickFunnels, download a free report, or subscribe to my podcast. Okay, so different ways. Depends on what you're promoting. This can and should be a consistent part of your traffic strategy. Definitely. Okay, this organic earned traffic oftentimes converts at a much higher rate than almost any form of paid traffic. Definitely, this organic, because you have this Dream 100, and those partners have already built up a intimate relationship, trustful information, relationship with their, and like with your ideal customers as well. So this kind of organic is the best. It's harder to scale, but your hottest, the best buyers will typically come from an endorsement from your Dream 100. We call this, like you can see, there's a lot of efforts in this one, right? Remember, Russell cultivated this kind of relationship, partnership with Tony for over decades, right? So every one of us should have that vision. It's possible, it's doable, and the mission is possible. Let's talk about the mission or vision. I have that vision as well. Like someday I may become Tony Robbins could be, and Russell Brunson as well could be my Dream 100. And for example, now I'm reading Russell's books, I'm promoting his books, but I definitely need to engage more into his community. And so that he could maybe know me someday. It's harder to scale, okay, but this is worth it, okay? We call this earned traffic because you typically aren't paying for it with money, but you are paying for it with your time. So you earn it, like you put your, not just time, your efforts, okay? So this is earned traffic. Time, energy, efforts, okay? This is your earned traffic. When people are getting started and don't have an advertising budget, I always recommend starting with earned traffic. The first 8 years of my business were entirely fueled by earned traffic. Okay, this is good information. First 8 years. I worked my way into my Dream 100. Okay, work your way into Dream 100 to earn their trust, earn their relationship, and earn connection, and also earn their resources. Okay, got in front of their audiences, and with their endorsements, flow traffic into my funnels. Okay, so for those of you who are starting with a big budget, who think that you can skip this part, I would be careful. I found that paid traffic will get you started more quickly, but the second you turn off the ads, the traffic stops. It's like depending on it. On the other hand, when you have been constantly and consistently working on earning traffic, your traffic will hit a point of critical mass where you can't turn it off, even if you wanted to. Whoa. Okay. Constantly and consistently working on earning traffic. The traffic will hit a point of critical mass where you can't turn it off, even if you wanted to. This is like a ripple effect with the earned. Even like people want to have a quick, like overnight reach, right? They can use ads and can buy it, like Russell said. This is very great perspective. Once you stop your ads, everything stops. And you will feel like without money, without advertisement, you're powerless, right? And also those advertisement platform are not in your hands, okay? It's not controlled by you. So you have no final control. If they change the game, if they, like Russell mentioned it earlier in last book, Expert Secrets, he mentioned about like Google, how do you call it? Slash, let's see, what's the word? Smash, what's the word? He said, yeah, smash, something like that. Just Google increases advertisement money, and Facebook did that as well. And once those companies, because they control the platforms and advertisement, if they change their game, you may be dreaming out of a game, and because you do not have unlimited money budget, right? So it's always great to build your earning traffic. So here, some math time. This kind of a, let's see, the figure. While controlled paid traffic usually produces a quick spike, the traffic typically fizzles out. That's okay, that's like a controlled paid traffic. Earned traffic often produces a slower amount of traffic than paid traffic at first, but it usually grows over time. Oh, okay, so this is cool to see. But it's very interesting, it's linear. Like keep growing if you earn it, right? Put more efforts and time. It's initially it's very slow. And advertisement is like overnight, you get even overnight really, you get a lot of followers and maybe sales, and then it's plateau. Unless you do another budget, another advertisement, keep doing that. Okay, so in section 2, I will be going deeper into each of the platforms that we leverage, and I will show you more specifics on how to get this earned traffic. For now, though, I just want you to understand the foundational concepts behind earned traffic and how it works. Now let me transition into the next type of traffic control. And by the way, remember actually the stories Russell mentioned about here with Tony and with other Dream 100 when he was launching his second book. He actually used the both, right? Earn the traffic, use his Dream 100 to do all these kind of interviews and promoting him. At the same time, he also used the advertisement. He bought ads towards those interviews, right? So he used both ways to get that very high traffic. Now, step 3, buy your way in, traffic that you control. This is like with your budget. Let's say how many pages? 3 pages. Actually, tonight, I think that's it. Tomorrow, I want to finish this part because buy your way in is another concept. So tonight, we majorly learned about let's say, the phases and like dig your well before you are thirsty. The step 1, you finish that part about the 3 phases, right? How to build your, how to get into the world, right? Really subscribe, listen to, and understand and give comments. And then the next one is like contact them to build up a conversation or like a dialogue you mentioned, and pay attention to those red flags and also the green lights, and where you want to have conversations and how you should initiate the conversations, right? And do not get yourself into the red flags and to be rejected, right? So the green light, what is a green light? Okay, so where the green light, like what they respond depends on your services, your contributions. And phase 3 is like how to make them your fan. Okay, you need to keep them warm and let them experience your stuff. That's how you prepare them. Okay, and then step 2 is work your way in. This is totally about how you earn your traffic. Put all the efforts, times, cultivate, and then you ask them to help you promote. Like this typical story, like Russell with Tony Robbins used a decade to build up a strong relationship, and he's been doing all this kind of support he can do, and eventually he earned Tony Robbins' trust and did the interview for him for his second book, Expert Secrets launch, and also at the same time he bought the ads to make it even more, to get more traffic into it. So even by Tony Robbins, 3.1 million, okay, 3.1 million views, not including both Tony's existing community people and also Russell bought those ads to get really new traffic into it. So, and also he shared about his perspective, how in long run, the earned traffic is really the organic way, right? It will really keep growing. And at the same time, you can also leverage control traffic. That's what we will read tomorrow. Okay, so that's for today, everyone. Oh, every day so feeling so great that we are not very quick, but slowly we're progressing. As long as we're progressing, right? Tony Robbins said it's progress is happiness for happiness. That means we're growing, we are learning, and let's see how we could apply this as well. So I need to build, follow those 3 phases to build my Dream 100. And today in my Momentum Monday, my live event, I did this, your ideal customers and your Dream 100. I did the exercise, follow this book, did the exercise to put some names down. I need to finish that. I need to do more. And I put a few names there. But from those interviews, I need to find more influencers, put their name down. And the next step, I need to follow those 3 phases to really build up relationship. Russell only used the 60 days. I may use a little more time because he played a higher level. And I will say which influencers I could more closer to be accessible at my level so far. And because I'm providing coaching, not direct any software, so that's a little bit more challenging for me to really provide some how to say some service or tools to really contribute to them. So we will see. But at least I know this direction is great. Okay, that's what is definitely the right time for me to read and what's my next stage focus. All right, everyone, I hope you get inspired. Comment on my video, let me know what's your best inspirations, what's your aha moment, and what kind of actions you want to take to implement those great strategies we just learned, right? So we will see you quite soon on the Instagram as well. I will have a under 5 minutes kind of a highlight brief to keep this momentum and people who get on our Instagram will get that kind of great reminder and highlights of what's going on in our today's learning. All right, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Oh, by the way, we have the link, affiliate link from Russell to get your free copy of the Traffic Secrets. Make sure that you get it, okay? I got my hard copy, feeling so good. Hold this great quality, very great quality. Hold this kind of a weight in your hands. This is a knowledge. This is like your beautiful assets, and all these great mindsets, great strategies, great practice inside of it. So it's priceless, okay? And then you are getting it for free, okay? So that's what could be the better way, okay? So everyone, we will see you tomorrow.